Okay, hi children. Now today we are going to discuss about the DBDA test. DBDA test means David's battery of differential ability. Now here we are going to talk about differential. The word is differential. Differential means different. So this is a compilation of various tests. Now these different tests will help us to find out the aptitude in the child. It is not attitude, it is aptitude. Aptitude is your inner potential to work for a particular thing, your inclination for a particular thing. So if you see the sheet, if you see the response sheet, this has the various areas: the closure ability, the clerical ability, the mathematical ability, mechanical ability, the numerical ability, the psychomotor ability, the reasoning ability, the spatial ability, and the verbal ability. Now what is the main query, and all the time what you are confused is whether we have to write about all the tests. Yes, when you are writing or describing the test in the basic concept, you will talk about all these names and what is the full form and where can we use this test. But when we are conducting, we are only conducting the numerical ability and the verbal ability. Now I hope you again are aware about the verbal ability test and the numerical ability test. When you get these sheets, you will not put a mark on this. You will be getting these response sheets and you will have to darken whatever is your response. So you are not going to mark on this sheet, you are going to mark on this sheet, and only this part and this part you are going to do, and the rest will be blank. There is a time limit. This is a speed test. This is not a power test. Unlike the other test, it is a speed test. So when we talk about the speed test, the verbal ability has two parts, part A and part B. Part A is 4 minutes and part B or the part 2 is 3 minutes 30 seconds. So we have to abide by that. And also remember, the first part has 15 questions and the second part has 9 questions. Likewise, when we talk about the numerical ability, it is timed to be 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So definitely it is a speed test and not a power test. Always remember, it is a speed test. It is also a culture bias test, because in verbal ability we are getting statements, and whenever we are getting statements or words, it indicates that there has to be a cultural bias into all these things. So when there is a bias, that means it is a culture biased test and not a culture fair test. It is an individual test as well as a group test. Individual test, why? Because it can be conducted on one-to-one as we do it for the case profile, and it is also a group test because we conducted in the school, like I make you conduct in the class, so it is a group test as well. Next thing is, after the child has completed, you will make the child write on the sheet his introspective report. Now since I asked you not to write anything on this sheet, when you are taking the responses, ask the child to write the introspective report on top of it. The child means the child who is going to sit by you in your practical, that child will write the introspective report with the pencil. Now let us come to this part. You have calculated this, you get a scoring key. This is a scoring key, this type of a scoring key you will be getting. You will get or write the number of correct responses. Each correct response will get 1 mark and the incorrect response will be marked 0. There is no negative marking in this test. Also remember, in the answer key to the question number 18 and 19, if you remember, we also did it in the class, there is no correct response. So if the child has attempted either of the questions or both the questions, he will get the advantage of 1 mark each. You will not first tell the child that the answer key is wrong. Then turn the page where you have the numerical ability and where you have the verbal ability. You will write the raw score. Raw score will be the number of correct responses which you have got here and the number of correct responses which you have got here. Suppose, for the time being, just for explanation, suppose here you get 15 and here you get 17. Suppose this is the score. How are you going to interpret? Now suppose you have got this type of a score. This is the interpretation sheet. This has for the 9th standard, for the 10th standard, but you are to look for your standard, that is the class 12th. This test gives you different interpretation for boys, different interpretation for girls, and a combined interpretation for both boys and girls. So preferably you can take this thing. Now let us come to this. Your score is For numerical ability, your raw score is 15. Now let us find out where is numerical. Here in this series it is numerical here. The score is 15. So let us first find out where will 15 land. 15 lands here in this particular category. Now we have to find the STEN score. Percentile is in RSPM. Here in this test we find the STEN score. STEN. And as I have told you in my previous video that STEN means standard and 10. 10 means this wala 10. This 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here when we find out that 10 means the position, the relative position of the person among the 10 people. So here we find 15. 15 corresponds to 10. So here your STEN score will be 10. Now let's come to the verbal ability. In the verbal ability, the score is 17. So where we will find 17? 17 lands here. 17 corresponding STEN score here is 9. You can also find it how here is 9. So 9 and 9, what is happening is your STEN score becomes 9 here. Next thing is the turn comes of writing about the test. When you have to write the description or the conclusion, you have to go to the verbal ability and the numerical ability. Here the STEN score in the numerical ability, this is the numerical ability. In the numerical ability your score is 10. So you will write about this description. This description you can write it here in this space as we had done in the class. And for verbal ability 9 STEN score, you can find out this. So for your Viva, what you have to remember is these slots 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 10. These are the same in all of them. First one is the low, below average, this is the average, and this is the above average or the high ability. So anything ranging from 8 to 10 here or 8 to 10 here will be high ability. 4 to 7 will be average ability and 1 to 3 will be below average ability. Hopefully this helps you to prepare this particular test nicely. So gear up and study well.